Wabash Cannonball. Hello, everybody. It is Wednesday night again, and you know what that means. It is time for Sacred Pipe Ceremony. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and I am just getting set up here. The trees are getting really friendly. I am not in my normal place. My car is in for repairs, and so I'm actually sitting in this little green spot just off of my apartment complex's property because there's no smoking on the property, so I had to sneak off here. And so I'm not going to show around because there's no big river in front of me. There's just a fence in another apartment building. So just pretend we're in the deep woods. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. I am just getting set up. You'd think I would have been early because I literally live right there. But it has been an interesting day. It's been an interesting week. And I always know when my life is kind of shaking up, I kind of know that other people's lives are shaking up as well. Because that's the path of a shaman, the path of a healer. We have to go through things first so that we have the understanding and everything and the compassion, etc., to help those that we're helping. So, but anyway, so my life has kind of turned on its head and been very interesting. Lots of things falling apart, lots of things coming up. Let's see. And at times, shedding tears, like really, oh, whoops, attack of the brambles. Thank you. And so if any of that is happening for you, know that you are not alone. Know that there are others going through the same or similar circumstances, and that it's like we're not necessarily going through the same things, but there tends to be a resonance as far as because of whatever cosmic forces, etc., like that. We tend to go through our own version of whatever challenges, right? Whatever the energies, whether it's the astrology or the natural forces or whatever you want to call them. Just the fact that the planet is raising in vibration means that all of our vibrations are rising, which means things coming up, which means things that we can no longer ignore, things that we might try to sweep under the rug and pretend that's not something that happened to us or whatever. And there is no getting away from that. If you are here right now on the planet, you came here to heal. You came here not just to heal yourself, but to heal everybody. We're all in this together. So, let's see. I'm a little disorganized since I'm not in my normal river. And could have sworn I pulled. Where did that go? Okay, well, I guess it's not necessary. Whew. All right. So, I'll do one more piece. Nope. Okay. I am probably sitting on it. Usually, if I can't find something, it's because I am sitting on it. Yep. Ta-da! Alright. Can't forget the unicorn horn. Carved out of selenite. Alright. Alright, I got everything else. So again, now that I've got everything set up and sorted, ready to go, thank you for joining me. The first thing I'm going to do, which is the first thing I always do when doing ceremony of any sort, I'm going to drum and call in the spirits and the elements to hold space for us. And what that does, and when I'm doing that, that's not just, I'm not just putting that energetic container around me. If you're watching this, it goes up around you as well, to put us all in the same basic space where time and space are illusions. And so it's like we're sitting on the same earth, saying our prayers and smoking together, etc. But so I call in the elements and the spirits to hold this higher vibration around us. And basically what that does is then we have the spirits watching out for us with this higher vibration, which doesn't let anything of a lower vibration in. And so we can feel safe. We even call it safe and sacred space, because once you're in that space, nothing can harm you. And because we know that the spirits are watching out for us, we can let go of our own armor, our own shields, and let go, basically open our heart to receive the blessings of spirit, right? You can't receive things with your heart is all closed and protected, and you're wearing the suit of armor. And we have to, in order to grow, we have to open up, right? This past week, if any of you do follow me on my Perching Wolf Studios Facebook page or on Instagram, it doesn't work out to be every single Tuesday, but every Tuesday is Totem Tuesday, and I do a little drawing and a description of an animal, of a totem animal. And this past week, after a bunch of things fell apart, I went down to the river and did my pipe ceremony, and something I haven't seen, I think, since childhood. Sitting there at the river, I look up and there's a crayfish, a crawdad, in the water, but like facing me straight on. And he sat there. I almost thought he was dead or something, because he just sat there for a minute. And by the time I remembered to pick up my phone and snap a little video, he had already turned and gone into deeper water. But I've been working with him all week, and crayfish medicine is about armor as well as vulnerability, right? They're protected. They wear they have this shell, this exoskeleton that protects them, so they are safe. But they also, kind of like snakes shedding their skins, they molt and they lose the top shell. And when they do that because they need to grow and expand, and so they drop the old shell. But the new exoskeleton needs to expand and harden, and it takes a couple of days. So after they're just freshly molted, they're vulnerable. And so it's about knowing when to go backwards to retreat, and knowing when to go forwards. And it's like this tenacity, and no matter which direction you're going, you are moving toward growth. You are moving toward well-being. So that was really helpful. And crayfish tends to show up when you're going through a lot of personal transformation and like life decisions and that kind of thing. And it's kind of this, like I said, this tenacity to keep going, keep going. Keep going, even if to keep going, you're going backwards. If you've ever seen them, they swim backwards. They walk forward, but if they need to get away, it's just like this swoosh, and they swoosh backwards out of danger. So it's like this wariness and self-care and taking care of oneself, keeping oneself out of danger, knowing your vulnerability, knowing your limits. So anyway, so that is, maybe that will help other people going through some of the same things I'm going through. Think about crayfish. You can look on my, either my Instagram or my Perching Wolf Studios Facebook page. Read that, see the little picture I drew last night. But anyway, so I'm going to drum and call in the elements, call in the spirits to hold that space around us so that we can drop our shells, drop our shields, drop our armor. Because you have to have an open heart to receive those blessings. At some point on your spiritual path, there comes a point where you have to surrender. If you never get to that point of surrender, you're just going in circles. Because you're caught in that duality, right? Black and white, good and bad. And at some point, in order to move forward, to step into your power, you have to surrender. You have to open up. So, all right, let me call in those beautiful spirits, hoping that I don't get the attention of any of my neighbors coming out looking. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Alrighty. So, for anyone that is new to this, that don't know anything about the sacred pipe, the Chanupa, let me explain a few things. So you've probably heard it referred to as the peace pipe in old westerns, or like Dances with Wolves or something like that. But this is a sacred pipe. And 19 generations ago, White Buffalo Calf Woman, this spirit woman, brought the original pipe, sacred pipe, to the Lakota people. And taught the people. It was a time of starvation, like people were going hungry, there was no game, there was a drought, people were thirsty, people were bickering, and they had kind of lost their connection to the earth. And that's the time when White Buffalo Calf Woman came along with the original sacred pipe and taught them how to smoke it in a sacred manner, because the main point of the sacred pipe is unity, is unification, bringing together. As she explained to them, that the stem is the divine masculine and the bowl is divine feminine. So when we put the two together, it's like all of creation. It's the yin yang. It's basically the divine presence. And so it not only unites the masculine and feminine around us, but within us as well, and each of us individually. And also it's to bring together all races of humans. There are people, not necessarily even Native, I'm not Native American, but I was very strongly called to become a pipe carrier. And there are pipe carriers all over the world, smoking with those same intentions of peace, of wholeness, of togetherness, of one big family. So, and then White Buffalo Calf Woman gave the Lakota people 7 ceremonies, all of which revolved around the pipe, because this, like I said, this is basically, when we put the pipe together, this is like the divine presence. It's like, for those who were raised Catholic like I was, this is like the tabernacle. This is the presence of the divine in our hands. So just to give you an idea so you can follow along with the ceremony itself, let me explain what it's going to look like. The first thing I'm going to do is I've got this, I've got just little sage shrapnel pieces. So I'm going to be using sage and mugwort. Got this, I made this from plants from a friend's house. So I've been holding on to it for a while. It's like, okay, it's time to burn that. So I'm going to light that. I'm going to smudge everything here on my altar. Then, once I do that, I'm going to raise my pipe. I'm going to say a prayer asking permission to smoke. And then, as long as the answer is yes, I will then put the pipe together. And once it's together, I will take 4 pinches of tobacco and put them into the bowl. And as I'm filling the bowl, that part I do out loud, so you'll hear the different prayers, etc. that I say while I'm filling the bowl. And then once I'm done filling it, White Buffalo Calf Woman, who I mentioned earlier, is actually one of my most steadfast spirit guides. In fact, it's because of her that I became a pipe carrier. It was through her influence. And so she taught me a song to sing once my pipe is filled before any ceremony that I facilitate. So I will sing that song at that point. Then I will light the pipe and I will offer, let's see, which way is north? Okay. So I will offer the pipe to the different directions and blow a smoke blessing to each of the directions, to Father Sky, to Mother Earth, in a circle for all our relations, then straight up to Great Spirit. Then I'll pause for a moment with the stem to my forehead and the bowl to my heart. Say a silent prayer, then I will come back and relight the pipe, and at that point, what I'm going to do is take a great big puff of smoke, and I'm going to blow it straight at my camera. So that is the point where you want to say your biggest, bestest prayers, you want to set your biggest, bestest intentions. So that is a blessing coming through that smoke, through my camera, and by the magic of the quantum universe and the internet, coming out, whatever device you're watching this on, to your heart. And it's that smoke that carries our prayers to Great Spirit. Then I will continue to pray and smoke. I have some intentions of my own. I have prayer intentions that I promise to pray for other people. And I keep forgetting to say this at the beginning, but if you ever have prayers, if you ever want someone else to be praying for you on your behalf, please let me know. You can email me, you can text me, you can message me. And I will include your prayer intent. I do this ceremony pretty much every day. It's a very rare day that I don't. And so I will, you know, I probably like keep your intentions for like a week or something. Just put them right here on my altar and blow blessings to your prayer intentions. So if you have things that are really important that you need prayer assistance with, you want someone to continue praying on your behalf, just let me know and I will include those prayers in my daily ceremonies. So as I said, then I will continue to smoke and blow breath blessings for my own prayers and intentions, for prayers and intentions that I've been asked to pray for. And that'll go on for a little bit. I might pause momentarily for a little meditation and come back. And then when it feels finished, I will raise my pipe again. I will say another prayer, then I will sing another song, and I will take my pipe apart. And then we get to just talk for a little bit, depending on how much time is left, and depending on what my guides have to say. It's usually I don't come here really prepared. I just open up and things come out in my mouth. So it's usually interesting. So stick around and see, you know, what guidance might come out of my mouth, what the spirits might want you to know. And then when we're done completely, I will drum again and release those spirits that are so lovingly holding space for us, and that will be night. So let's see. Yeah, so let's start our ceremony. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. Oh. Grandmother, grandfather eagle, we send a voice. We ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. All my guides and guardians, watch over us as we smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, Tawabin, Shawnadisi, Majikiwis, and Waboos, there is always room for you in my pipe. Creator, Earth Mother, for the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all our relations come smoke with us. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, to the energy of birth, growth, maturity, the spirit realm and our ancestors, may all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo Catwoman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane, Bayama, Okane. I'm actually making a video. I'm actually making a video right now. I'm on. We have company. I'm actually making a video right now, but did you have questions or anything, or? Okay. Doing a Native American ceremony. All right. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send a voice. Thank you for our lives. Thank you for this beautiful world. Thank you for the beautiful heart of humanity. Thank you for the changes that are coming. Give us the grace and the courage and the strength to walk through any challenges. Hold us in your love. Carry us when necessary. Thank you for helping us clear the bar to create a world based in love and hope and humor. Aho. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi la ihi o. Ihi, ihi, la ihi o. Ihi, la ihi o. Ihi, la ihi o. Ihi. Oh. Oofda. One of the things that I've learned as I do this, I've got a couple different places at the river I do pipe ceremony. One is more private than the other, but they both have people wandering through, and we just had someone off the street come. I don't know if he, I don't know, I never know what they, a lot of times they ask, what am I smoking? And I'm like, tobacco. And they're like, oh. But I actually, back in July, I went to a Sundance, and it was like just before the sun, I think it was the day before, I was at the river doing ceremony in preparation for Sundance. I didn't dance, I wasn't a dancer, but there were 3 Muslim men down at the river, and they came up and they asked what I was doing, and I explained, and they asked if they could smoke with me. So I had pipe ceremony with these 3 Muslim men, who then asked if they could borrow my drum, or asked me to, actually he borrowed my drum, and then he drummed and sang a song from his culture, and then he asked me to drum for him, and he danced, and it was just beautiful. And that is exactly what this is all about. And so I kind of, like, you can tell I'm kind of trying to hide in the trees a little bit, but I'm still visible from the street. And so I've gotten used to, and that's part of my job, really. When I first, I did somewhere between 15 and 20 years, I lose track now, ago, I did my first vision quest. And before I did that vision quest, I was at my day job at the time at a warehouse. I went out to my car for my lunch break, and I meditated to connect. I was meditating just to pray to White Buffalo Cap Woman, to thank her for allowing me to take part in one of her ceremonies, even though I wasn't one of her people. And next thing I know, there she was, like floating above me in my car. And she was like, you are one of my people, as much as if I had given birth to you myself. And then when I went on the actual vision quest, of course she came and talked to me. And the main thing she told me was that my path is to be shared. That's why I do these videos, and that's why I don't go out on the street corner and do these things, of course, but it's like the people who are curious, or the people, like, it's a matter of resonance, really. When I start doing ceremony, certain people leave and other people are drawn to it and they have questions. And so it's actually part of the ceremony to me when people come up and ask questions or they approach me or whatever. And so, and you know, we are in ceremony, we're in ceremonial space right now. And anything that happens in ceremony is exactly what is supposed to happen in ceremony. So that's why I didn't like jump or try to, I was ready to answer any questions this guy had, but when he found out I was doing a video, he was kind of, but anyway, so that's kind of a window into my world. It's like, and I love talking about this. I love being able to share, especially the ceremony with people. I was raised Catholic. I mentioned that earlier, and so and then became pagan, and then shamanism, and so I know my way around ceremony and ritual. I've been a part of ceremony and ritual my entire life, and this is hands down the most powerful ceremony that I know of. And so the more, I feel so privileged and honored to be able to share it with others. And I know that I'm kind of bucking some traditions by filming it. And I don't do that to be rebellious or to be like, oh, I can do what I want to. But I started doing these during the pandemic when we couldn't gather in person. And I was like, I need, you know, my job as a shaman, as a pipe carrier, is to uplift my community, to hold light and a higher vibration for my community, and to share these things. And because we couldn't meet in person, I was like, I'm gonna start doing these videos. And then I was like, I don't know if I should. And so I did a lot of soul searching, a lot of talking with my guides. And I asked White Buffalo Catwoman, are you sure this is okay? Are you sure I can do this? And she, her first response to me was like, well, whose idea do you think it was in the first place? And then another time, Black Elk came. It's so funny because all these different Lakota, well, actually, like, I have a number of guides from different tribes or bands of the Great Sioux Nation, and Black Elk showed up in one of my ceremonies, and so I asked him, you know, he's one of the best known medicine men of the Lakota people, pipe carrier and everything. So I asked him if this was okay, what I was doing. And his words, almost word for word, if I could get it right, he was like, to have the means to share such a sacred ceremony with more people, and not to use it is tragic. That was, I mean, and that tragic was, I remember that word most of all. He was like, it would be a tragedy not to share this, not to use the technology to share these sacred things with people, because our world is crying out for the sacred. They're crying out for connection, right? And so the more I can do that, Um, it brings me joy. Even, I have gotten a number of people, I've gotten a lot of flack from different people for doing it. And I just always go back to the source. I go back to White Buffalo Capital, and I'm like, okay, I'm just checking in again. Are you sure this is okay? And it's like, yes. And so, to me, traditions and spirituality, shamanism, all of it is a living, breathing, evolving entity. And our traditions need to change, need to evolve with the people that they're meant to serve, right? And that's, nothing against, like, I once heard this interview, and I didn't know I was going to talk about all this. Again, it's like, this is a surprise to me that this is coming out of my mouth. But I heard an interview on the radio years and years and years ago, before I ever discovered shamanism, before I was doing this work. And it was with a member of a group called the Afro-Celt Sound System. I think that was the name. And they did a lot of music, like African with Celtic music, right? And the DJ asked this guy, he was like, how do you feel about the traditionalists who hate you? Who say that you're ruining their traditions? And it was such an interesting answer. The guy was like, I love them. It's like, my work, my music would have no meaning if they weren't holding that baseline of the traditional. And so it's like, and I've had a number of my guides say that, traditions are the roots, but you need to, if you're just repeating the same words, repeating the same actions, just because that's what your elders did, that's what your ancestors did, then all you're doing is creating more roots. You're not actually growing, and you're meant to reach for the sky. You're supposed to use those roots to grow and to reach for the sky. And so that's why I do what I do. And that's why I figure it's part of my job as well to be aware of the more traditional ways, but then to take those traditions, not just willy-nilly, but, from my heart with guidance, and evolve them to serve people who need this, right? And so, can be a little soul-searching sometimes, like, am I doing the right thing? But one thing another teacher told me not too long ago that really struck me was that the point of the traditions of our ancestors was not to continue exactly as they did, but the main point of those traditions is to, how did he put it into words? It was like the same connection that your ancestors had with spirit to create these traditions is still available to us now. And we're supposed to use the example of our ancestors to connect to spirit, to create new traditions, to evolve old traditions, right? And it's not just, throwing sand on the old traditions. It's not, like I said, it's not just I can do whatever I want. It's starting with that base, with that root system, and it's growing it into something better that evolves, that expands, and that is helpful to the people. Like I said, the pipe is meant to unify all races of humans, right? if you know what the medicine wheel is, that ring with the cross in the middle, and there's the 4 colors, yellow, red, black, and white. It's like those are the 4 races of humans in one hoop. And that is what the main point of the pipe is to bring all those races together. It doesn't mean homogenizing everything. It doesn't mean everyone is going to be the same. It's like honoring our uniqueness, our own cultural backgrounds and traditions, and bringing them forward to respect other people's boundaries, other people's identities, other people's cultures, etc. And at the same time, honor ourselves and our own connection to Creator. That's the point of every tradition. And so if you're just saying the same words, if you're just doing the same actions, because that's the way it was handed down, then you're missing part of the magic. Like one of my teachers is always talking about what she calls cookie cutter shamans. And there are so many different schools and places you can learn shamanism now and get your certificate and all of that kind of stuff. So everybody's speaking the same lingo, everybody has the same techniques, the same modalities. But if you are not learning from your guides, if you are not introducing new things, and you're just, okay, I'm doing a healing, so okay, step 1 I do this, step 2 I do this, step 3 I do that, oh crap, I forgot step number 2, then you're losing the whole power of that connection to spirit, which is the whole point of all of these traditions, is to open us up to connect to Creator, to connect to spirit, to connect to something greater. So that is basically my mission. And I love my job. I was born to do this. This is like when I first learned about shamanism, it was like, it was a coming home. It was like this sigh of, oh, that's what I am. That's who I am. That's what I'm doing. It wasn't something to aspire to, something outside of myself that I had to learn and to, there was a lot of growth in learning and shifting and letting go of old patterns, etc. But it was working from the inside out. It wasn't trying to achieve something that someone else had, or, raising the bar and trying to do something like that. It was about finding each of our own connection to spirit, to be able to step into our power. That's our power, is our connection with spirit. And that is my job, is to help others, empower others to walk their heart path, because no one's path is exactly the same. And that's why I'm here. That's why I do what I do. And, little self-promotion. If you need help, if you are in a state of confusion, if you've got all these things going on, if you want to find your own heart's path, that's what I'm here for. And you can visit my website at perchingwolfstudios.net. You can learn more about me. You can see the different shamanic services I offer, classes and readings and healings, and everything I do is toward helping people find their own path. I'm not rubber stamping people, oh, you did that wrong because this is the way it's supposed to be done. No. I've been doing this long enough that I know from my own experience how to direct people toward their own heart wisdom, their own guidance. Because if you're in my classes and I tell you one thing and your guides tell you something else, you better be listening to your guides over me, because that is your true teachers. So anyway, so if there's anything I can do to help, please visit my website again, perchinglestudios.net. And what else? My mind just went blank. When we're done here, I'm going to share this video to my Facebook page, and I'm also going to upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel. So you can visit my YouTube channel, subscribe, and like my videos. That helps the algorithm so that other people can find me as well. Does me a favor. But I have like 5 years-ish of the ceremonies, of readings, etc., songs and different things, and I'm gonna have a little more time coming up to do more videos and little informational videos and stuff, which I love doing. So watch my YouTube channel, pay attention to my Facebook page. That's where I put all the event listings and stuff, and I'm going to have some classes coming up, and I haven't posted it yet, but I talked about this my Monday night video. I'm going to be doing a shamanathon, shamanathon, this coming week, probably Saturday. So watch on Facebook. I'll probably post that tonight. I'm going to do that Saturday afternoon from 2 to 4. And what that is an open donation. So whatever you want to pay, everyone who pays something gets either a 3-card reading, a 5-minute healing, or a teaching. Like, you can ask a question if you've got some burning spiritual shamanic question. I might have to journey and see what my guides say, but I will answer whatever questions you have. And I actually have my PayPal and Venmo links pinned to the top of the comments, and you can go on there. You can make a donation for the you say Shamanathon, and you can tell me what it is, if you want a reading, a healing, or a teaching. And you can do that before Saturday. Or if you just got something from tonight and you wish to reciprocate and support your friendly neighborhood shaman, I am beyond grateful for anything you give me. It's amazing. I love the interaction, the reciprocity. People supporting me in my work so that I can focus more on my work to help people. It's a beautiful thing. And I think that is it for now. So, thank you again for watching. Thanks for taking time out of your own schedule to turn inward, to spend time in safe and sacred space, to connect to spirit. And I'm going to drum and release the spirits and the elements that have so lovingly held space for us. I'm going to try to do it not too loud so that I don't get the attention of my neighbors. But spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Our work for now is done, but you are always welcome in my circles, in our circles. Thank you for welcoming us into yours. Ow. Oof. All right, my friends. Thank you. so much for joining me. Thank you for supporting me in my work. Please share this video out and about. You can tag people in the comments. You can share it to your page or whatever. Thank you so much for sharing. You know, sharing is caring. Spread the love far and wide. And I hope you will join me again next Wednesday. And Monday night, I mentioned I do I do Monday night mini medicine card readings, where I do a 1-card reading for the first 6 people to show up and say yes in the comments. And if you're not one of the first 6, that's okay, because you can still choose a number 1 through 6, and that whatever card that is, even if it is for someone else, your guidance will be woven in with whatever I'm saying for that other person. So anyway, so thank you for joining me. This is one of the highlights in my week, and I really enjoy it. I am so grateful for your presence here, for your energy. This ceremony is so much different when we are sharing it than when I'm doing it on my own. And so thank you for that. And until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Go shining. All right, bye.